Hey guys, before this video starts, I want to state this real quick. Today's video is gonna be about a pretty serious topic. So this time, unlike in my other videos, I will refrain from my usual jokes and sarcasm, just out of respect. Because this video will be about a Google Doc being made about a semi-big YouTuber in the Godzilla community called Gabester Studios. But before I get to that, I will give out the shoutouts. And this time I will shout out and give credit to 3 people right here. The first one is ThePigeonReturns Studios, who made the doc in question. He's a filmmaker and has a lot of passion for what he does. He's also very good in what he does, and he also seems to be like an overall good guy. The second person is Kyogli the Green Kaiklin, because he and Ericzilla1999 discussed the doc in their podcast Boys in Green last Sunday, and that is the reason I am aware of the situation at all. In the third person, our credit is Ericzilla1999. I asked him in DMs if I can cover this topic, and he allowed me to make a video on it. So go subscribe to ThePigeonReturns Studios, Kyogli the Green Kaiklin, and Ericzilla1999. And with that, onto the video. But before we get to the document, I should give a brief explanation to you all as to who Gabester Studios even is, or was, since he has been inactive on all his social medias for almost a year at this point, which could be due to the stuff that came out about him. Gabester Studios was a YouTuber within the Godzilla community that has around 12k subs on his channel. He's most well known for covering drama within the Godzilla community in a way that is similar to Just a Robot. As Ericzilla said it in a podcast, he always wanted to put himself in the spotlight and he was always trying to take credit, which in my opinion is something that shouldn't be done when covering drama. But anyways, that isn't the main point of the video. The main point is a Google document that fellow YouTuber ThePigeonReturns Studios made, showing something extremely scummy that Gabester Studios did, to say the least. What did Gabester do? He scammed over $1,000 out of Pigeon. You all heard that right. Over $1,000. I will now go over the document, but if you all want to read it for yourself, the doc will also be linked in the description. Anyways, let's get into it. My experience with Gabester Studios. Hello, I'm someone who has had a bad working experience with Gabester Studios, a content creator affiliated with Gokli Center, Dangerville, and Methlo Kaiglu Fan 97. This was originally going to be a part of a larger callout, but due to personal issues, I will be posting my experiences. Part 1. Introduction. Gabester and I knew each other for several years. Our relationship was rocky, with us having argued several times over the years. But when he found out that I was working on the 2024 film Gigantosaurus Rebirth, he was eager to help out with the VFX. And for the people who don't know what VFX means, VFX basically stands for visual effects. I will skip most of this part because it is mostly just introductory work chats, except for 2 screenshots that already show a red flag with Gabester's behavior. And that red flag is that he keeps asking for money. One time he asks for $20 and another time he asks for $50 from Pigeon. I'll be honest, Gabe keeping on asking for money this early on seems pretty weird. Especially since Pigeon states that he never commissioned VFX work and that he started asking for money despite not having started doing the VFX work yet. And if you all ask as to why Pigeon didn't question any of that just yet, he was afraid to do that because Gabe was the only one that Pigeon knew that would do VFX work at the time. But also, since Gabe is pretty vague about what he needs the money for at this point, one could argue that Gabester would be asking for money because he needs a VFX plugin for the movie and he's pretty low on cash. But when we get to part 2 of the doc, you all will see what Gabester really wants the money for. So let's get to that, shall we? Part 2. Issues with progress. Progress was on and off over the course of several months, with Gabe asking me for money when VFX work wasn't complete. This culminated with me having sent over 1k for one scene that wasn't even finished. Needless to say, I was getting concerned, so I began to ask Gabe more frequently about progress. During this period, money would be sent for his personal wants rather than progress. But as I didn't want to lose the only VFX artist at the time, I complied until later. Eventually, I'd only ask every few weeks, as I was tired of being ignored. Here we now have some chats. And to make things worse, that $50 I asked for, majority of it got scammed with what I intended to do with it. What happened? I was trying to cop a card. The motherfucker said okay and out of nowhere blocked me on his number and removed me of Snapchat out of nowhere. Kyle Carley is his name. I may not be getting my shit back, but I'm already making sure damn well that he ain't finessing no one else. I think you can report him. You don't know what a card is, do you? Just saw. Gabester got scammed out of a vape cartridge and asked for money. I didn't know what it was at the time, so I was uncomfortable afterwards. Yo, two things. One, my PC is having long update restart issue crap, so I can't work tonight. So I'm sorry for that. 2. Can you spend another $50? This isn't for weed or spending expenses. This one is for investment. I'm gonna use it to buy the Gemstone Godzilla I see on eBay. Okay, paid you. Holy fuck, you're quick. Okay, quick interception here, but I wanna say this. Gabester can really be lucky that Pigeon is the type of person who is actually very nice and tends to see the best in people. Because, let me tell you, if any other boss knew what you wanted extra money for, despite not having shown any progress on the work that you were supposed to do, everyone would have just said no to you in a heartbeat. Because you have to earn that extra money. It's that simple. It is making me sad to see Pigeon's trust being taken advantage of in such a way. Gabe would ask for money to buy toys that he'd scalp. None of this was for the VFX. At this point my responses were getting shorter as I was getting tired of being lied to. I was low on cash, yet he was taking more money than I was able to keep. So this screenshot shows him asking for $30 more. And also I want to say something to Gabe real quick. Please fix your grammar. He even started asking for money for Uber rides. I had to convince myself that maybe he'd do all of the VFX for the movie if I complied. You all can see what is happening here, right? Gabester is basically acting like a leech at this point. I mean, he's asking Pigeon for money for Uber rides, which, as far as I am aware, is something that he could have easily paid for himself. And at this point, it is noticeable that Pigeon is slowly getting fed up with all that. And Pigeon's frustration is understandable, because Gabester is blatantly making him fall into debt. He'd ask for money, yet hadn't even read the screenplay, so he'd know what the shots would be. Were you able to read the screenplay and come up with the shot list for the Kidiro puppet? No, I haven't yet. I will. Does that help? I'm gonna read it later. Wi-Fi fixed. Yo, wanna VC with me and Methlo? Not too long because of this. Sorry, I can't since I'm at work. Did you read through the script yet? No, I haven't. Could you please read it before Friday? That's when I'll be filming. I will soon. Yes. Yo, we got an insecure little bitch. Oh yeah, how are the scenes coming along? Working towards the end, and still I'm not asking for pay till I send it. Nice! Now that you have footage and videos of the Kidoro puppet, I bet you'll be able to knock out the big fight scenes. Oh yeah, I have a couple of ideas, I didn't try them yet though. I was gonna do it after I finish the others, but I wanted you to see this specific one with the capital first. I'm not cancelling GVG by the way, I was just mad at the moment because Methlo is also in GVG. Nice, looking forward to that. And a day later, Gabester sent a photo and that was basically it for the whole conversation on Instagram. I will be honest with you all guys, I am just shocked at seeing all that. Especially that since the hiring in November 10th of 2022 to April 30th of 2023, only 2 scenes have been done done, as shown in the screenshots, and he didn't even read the screenplay or the script that was for Friday the 3rd of March. Okay, now look. I won't deny that there was a genuine will to help Pigeon with the VFX, but from the fact of all that being discussed happening, it is clear that over time his focus changed and he didn't care about the project anymore, especially since he used the money that he got from Pigeon being really generous on bullshit outside of work. But again, that isn't a problem on Pigeon's part. He just wanted to help someone and didn't think it would get to the point where Gabester would ask for 1k when you put all the amounts together. And I honestly just feel sorry for Pigeon, because he didn't deserve to go through having their generosity being taken advantage of to this point. In fact, no one deserved that. And that one message from Gabe that said, "I'm not asking for pay until I send the file," honestly pissed me off when I first saw it. Gabe, you leaked 1k off of Pigeon. Such a statement just feels like a horrible joke, since Pigeon paid you more than enough. Again, he paid you $1,028 over the course of January to April, which would be a roundabout of $257 every month. But anyways, before I completely lose my mind over this one message, let's just get to chapter 3. Part 3. The firing. After several months of little to no progress and avoiding my questions, Gabester admitted he had been lying about progress due to a mistake on his end, where he lost all of the files, even though there were hardly any to begin with. Had a dope dream where you showed me a sneak peek of one of the finished clips. Was pretty cool. Any updates? Gabe, I'm getting pretty concerned. I've given you several months, along with $1,028. A part of me is worried that you haven't really done the scenes. While there is a chance it might not even be done before G-Fest, I'm just worried I won't get the stuff at all. The dream is gonna turn real, and there is no need to worry. You're gonna get the stuff before G-Fest. I won't allow my name to stay attached to something I already received and intend to receive later on. They will come. I apologize for delays, but I promise they are gonna come. Thanks. I really needed to hear that. I'll see to it. Nice. Hey, how's it going? Gabe? Gabe? Message.text. I hope that's downloadable to read. So as you can see, he has sent a text file, and we are gonna read it now. Hey Pigeon, I need to explain something, and with other collaborators from spring season until now. It's hard to talk about, but I spoke with Methlo about it, and he understood why I can't turn anything in for him either. It says I gotta speak eventually. This is the truth about everything for about a little over a month. I made a very dumb and embarrassing mistake that cost everything. The real reason I implied depression the other day, not really out there on media, not talking to everyone like I used to, posting anything of my own, working with anyone else right now, not turning in anything after mid-May, refusing to accept or ask for other pays. I have to think and see realistically and not proceed or delude or make myself overconfident. Around in May, I don't remember exactly the day, I lost documentation of it, but it was around the time I lashed out at Methlo in the QC we are in. I remember that mistake he made from downloading pirated Adobe softwares, the same mistake I earned you about when downloading pirated Premiere Pro. Around then I tried to download this other software called Adobe Audition 2023, and I did the exact mistake I warned everyone to avoid doing. I clicked the wrong pop-up download and it downloaded a WinRAR that looked like the real thing. I installed it and it encrypted my files, including Adobe and MP4 files, which was the real reason I was on about cancelling Godzilla vs. Gigan Kong vs. Rodan, both currently cancelled. Because I worked my ass off on both projects. Bigly, Gogly Center Shorts, and Methlo Sounds, just for all of it to disappear from a single stupid fake download. Which is also the real reason I never demanded for any more money, because money was already sent prior, and it wouldn't make sense to send more if I couldn't do anything on it. It had nothing to do with relapsing or weather conditions. I thought I could just put it off and try to unencrypt the files by myself and can just continue like normal and hopefully get most of what I can done towards the end of it. Unfortunately, the only resort was to factory reset everything and I couldn't salvage anything aside from what I posted or saved prior. I know this was my own stupid, humiliating fuck up, which is the real reason I'm not with Goki Center anymore, because I couldn't salvage anything for them either. Now my PC was resetted and everything I once had is gone like poof. So now I have nothing to show for on anything of my own besides anyone else's projects. Time is getting close and if I was to even try to do anything, I wouldn't make it till the end of it. I just barely got half of my assets and plugins back, but I couldn't recover the MP4 or Adobe files. They're permanently broken and can't be opened, and even if I could, they have missing files I can't get back. I tried to see if I could try to maybe edit some things to at least turn in. Even if I tried to cook something new from scratch, it wouldn't match the older scenes I had prior. Settings, structures and backgrounds would look different and inconsistent, and it wouldn't make the G-Fest, unless it would be bad. I understand you will be sad and disappointed to hear that. I think we can skip the rest of the text file because the part I've read gets the message across, and also that text file was just genuinely painful to read. So there are two certain things about that text file that bother me. First of all, why are you lying to Pigeon, Methlo and Goki Center? If you have lost the files, it should be your first priority to let your bosses know that you have lost your files. Because if you would have been honest right away, I'm sure Pigeon would have happily been helping you with that problem. Also, there's a simple solution to have the projects and files archived. Maybe you could have uploaded the files to a cloud storage. There are many like Mega or Kraken files or Google Drive or iCloud. Or maybe make a throwaway alternate account on Discord and send all the files to the throwaway account. With that, you basically have a free cloud service. But anyways, after reading that text file, Pigeon finally had enough. And he sent this message right here. Dear Gabester Studios, as of June 29th, 2023, your employment as VFX artist for the ThePigeonReturns Studios film Gigantosaurus Rebirth is terminated. After sending approximately $1,028 and months of a lack of communication, I think that it's for the best that we split paths from this point forward. Since this was a paid job, I'd like my money back if possible. Thank you for your service to the ThePigeonReturns Studios. Regards, Thomas M. So this screenshot is obviously at a later point in time, since Gabester's alias here is Lex Luthor. It was already expired on the 17th. I guess that does make me feel less shitty about it. But regardless, that decision is understandable. I have no way of preventing that again. I'm real sorry about it. As for that I don't have that anymore on me, and if I was to possibly do it, it would take a while to come up with it. I do still wish to see this movie still be made in some way, shape or form, even though it won't have what I wanted in it anymore. If you're able to repay the money in the future, or at least a percentage of it, that would be nice. I'd rather not burn bridges here, but I think this is the best decision for the two of us. A percentage in the future, yeah, whenever I can. And yeah, I don't want to burn it either, because I genuinely feel bad about this. And I know you for a minute, and how much Bigly means to you. Gabester said he'd send a partial amount when I requested my $1,000 plus back, as he wasted my time, energy and money. Since 2023, he never made an attempt to send any partial amount of money he had effectively scammed out of. But he proceeded to stalk my social media pages, including Twitter, which he never followed me on, and it ended this year when he blocked me. Proof of him stalking my social media. And here we can see, two screenshots basically showing that the stalking did in fact take place. Which I have to say, Gabester, what the fuck is wrong with you? Friends have replied to unrelated comments from him, to which he'll either ignore or delete so people don't find out. Epilogue. Gabester Studios is unreliable, dishonest and uncaring that he scammed someone he considered a friend out of $1,000. He will dodge any accountability and has been doing so for 2 years. While I probably won't get my money back, this will hopefully alert those affiliated with Gabester about what he does to people he claims are his friends. So this Google document is now over and I have a message towards 3 people. The first one is towards Gabester Studios. Gabe, I hope you know that you have seriously messed up now. You betrayed the trust of someone that you yourself considered as a friend and you scammed over $1,000 out of them. And you can't even take accountability for that. Instead you just decide to run off the face of the internet. So here's my message. Please make a response. Because those are the type of things that you would have to make a statement for. Because if you don't respond, then we all will see it as a silent admission that you actually did it. Also, please give Pigeon his $1,000 back. It is a responsibility that you have to do now. The second message is towards ThePigeonReturns Studios. Pigeon, I'm just so sorry for everything you went through within those 5 to 6 months. You really didn't deserve to go through that, and I'm glad to see Gigantosaurus Rebirth could release. I watched it, and it was amazing. So here's my message. I hope that you're doing at least better by now, and keep on making those great movies. You have the support from all of us. And the last message is towards you all, whoever watches this video. Take the Google document from Pigeon, link is in the description, and spread it everywhere you can. Let's help bring more attention to the situation, and I appreciate everyone helping with that. And that's it for today's video. I will now credit the people who helped me behind the scenes. Thank you Clone 2008, Indominus Pack, Spino Blue, Spinozilla 2005 and Unfortunate for making the character stills. Thank you Flame Plasmanian for making my channel's intro. Thank you Gator Boy for making the official Cretaceous Critiques logo. Thank you Draken and Indominus Pack for making my channel's profile picture. Thank you Spino Blue for making the background for my videos. And thank you Draken for making the thumbnail border. And again, go subscribe to the ThePigeonReturns Studios, Kyoki the Green Kaikin, and Ericzilla 1999. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next video, stay cold and adios.